If we all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag. There. And so everyone's present this evening with the exception of Abby, the student rep who has another obligation tonight. We have one adjustment to the agenda that we will add to the superintendent's report under resignations. And that is the resignation of Sue Fawcett, the Director of Special Ed. And now on to 1.3, the election of a chairperson and vice chair. And so I'm open to nominations to appoint a chairperson for the Winthrop School Board for 2026. Any nominations?
Yes, I nominate Alicia.
I second that.
Second. And are there any other nominations? Seeing none, all those in favor? Unanimous, and I'm happy to move the gap to you, Chairperson Lawson.
Thank you very much, Becky. I really appreciate it. And thank you all. Moving on in our agenda. At this, we'll go ahead and elect a vice chairperson. And at this time, I will accept nominations.
I'll nominate Erica.
Do I have a second? Seconded. Thank you. And all those in favor?
Vote for that?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
All those in favor? Thank you. Congratulations, Erica. That is unanimous vote. Okay. All right, at this time, are there any adjustments at all or? let's
Just the
see.
one I read.
Just one. Okay, perfect. All right. And so we have approved. Okay, perfect. Okay, so at this time, we are going to enter into executive session. So all those folks who have been invited to that executive session meeting, we ask that you stay, and those who have not, we ask that you step outside for a bit. And at this time, we'll I'll entertain a motion to enter into executive session regarding the consultation with legal counsel pursuant to 1 MRSA 4056E.
So moved?
Seconded.
And all those in favor? And the time.
And yeah, and that's just for the board at this time. Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, I could see, Melissa, that you were like, I think, yeah.
Okay, we entered in at 6:03.
Yes.
We are coming out of executive session at 6:15. And at this time, I'll entertain a motion to enter into executive session regarding a labor matter pursuant to 1 MRSA 4056A.
So moved?
Seconded.
And all those in favor? Unanimous? Okay, we'll enter into executive session at 6:15. Winthrop School Board is exiting our executive session at 6:46. And at this time, I'll entertain a motion to deny a grievance filed by the Winthrop Education Association under the collective bargaining contract between the board and the Winthrop Education Association support staff, and to direct the chair to provide the association with the board's written decision within 5 days in accordance with Article 23 EC3, E3C.
So moved?
Seconded.
And all those in favor? Thank you. That's a unanimous vote. Okay. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the Winthrop School Board meeting of December 17th, 2025 as written.
So moved?
Seconded.
All those in favor? Thank you for unanimous vote. Okay, and at this time, I will open up the public comment section of our meeting. So if we have any folks on Zoom who'd like to speak, we just ask that you indicate by the raised hand. And if anyone in the room would like to speak, we just ask that you step up to a podium, share your name and your location, and we'll address you there.
No one on Zoom.
Okay. Seeing none, we'll close our first public comment section and enter into our reports, starting with our superintendent report by Dr. Foley.
Thank you. Good evening. I would like to begin my report with some good news and would like to recognize Drew Mertzel, the Class C individual state champion in golf. Drew is Winthrop's first individual state golf champion since 1993. And that is one outstanding accomplishment. And at this time, I would like to invite his coach, Lonnie Steves, to share a few words about Drew's achievements. And he is coming forward right now.
It's with great pleasure that I get a chance to talk about a truly wonderful young man and a great golfer. As a freshman member of the Winthrop golf team this year, he had an incredible fall for his first year in high school. He took the number one position on our golf team from day one. And being number one means you're going to play the best golfer from every school every night you play. And he finished the year with 7 wins, no losses, and 2 ties in his individual matches. His scoring average for the entire fall was 37 on a par 36 golf course. He had a season low. He shot 32, which is 4 under par one day, which was pretty fun to watch, sit around in the cart and watch. Drew was named the MVC Player of the Year, and his accomplishments in our postseason are what really kind of catches your eye. We had 3 major tournaments at the end of the season, which are 18-hole tournaments that we played at Natanis. In the team shootout, he shot 4 under par, 68. And we finished second in that. We finished as the top team in the qualifier, and that day Drew shot 2 under par, 70. And then at the state championship, he shot 72, which got him medalist and state champion. He's the first golfer, like the superintendent said, since 1993 to win the individual state championship. That was TJ Cowett. Which is kind of a legendary name in basketball in the community. TJ was also a heck of a golfer. And so Drew gets to join that elite group. And Drew concluded his golf season by competing in the New Englands. Down in Connecticut. He tied for 20th against the best golfers from the entire New England region. So he had a heck of a season. So I'm very honored to get to be his coach and look forward to the next 4 years with him. So. You want to say anything?
Thank you, Lonnie.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for recognizing me tonight. It really means a lot to me and our whole golf team and coach. It was a great season for us. Thank you, coach, for everything you did this year. Wouldn't be possible without you and all my teammates. Thank you to Springbrook for letting us play there all year. I'd like to thank my mom and dad for driving me all up and down the East Coast all year and bringing me everywhere and getting me all the stuff I need. Thank you guys for having me here tonight.
Thank you, Drew.
Thank you. Congratulations. Well done.
So I have 2 resignations to report this evening. Holly Stoneton, our gifted, talented teacher, will be retiring effective at the end of this school year. And as I said in the adjustments to the agenda, Sue Fawcett, Director of Special Ed, is resigning effective February 13th due to some health concerns. I would like to thank Sue for her 5.5 years of dedicated service to Winthrop Public Schools, to our staff, and most importantly, to our students. I would also like to welcome Jason Burnham to the board, as this is his first official board meeting, and I look forward to working with you over the next 3 years. As a reminder, our next snow day may be a remote learning day. A memo has been sent out to families and to staff. Our first 2 snow days this season were traditional snow days, and now, if I'm able to call it early, they will become remote learning day. Since my last report, we held another joint safety meeting with the town on January the 8th. Our next step is to crosswalk the police department school crisis plan with the school safety plan. And we are also partnering with Monmouth to support one another in times of crisis. I attended the Winter Conference for Superintendents last week in Portland. The focus of the conference was on using artificial intelligence to increase efficiency in our jobs and on improving communications with stakeholders. And speaking of communication, our next Zoom meeting, community meeting will be held on February 26th at 4 o'clock. Megan White, Director of Teaching and Learning, and I will be reviewing the FY27 budget and answering questions from the public about current initiatives and topics within Winthrop Public Schools. These sessions typically last between 30 minutes and 1 hour, and we hope that our community members will join us. We are continuing our work on the FY27 budget, and I look forward to presenting our best thinking at our next board meeting and our initial budget. One area of concern for our region is that our technical center, CATC, is requesting additional local funding for the first time. While technical centers are primarily state-funded and typically self-sustaining based on per-pupil allocation, CATC is projecting the need for additional funds in FY27. There is a meeting scheduled for Friday with the sending school superintendents to further discuss this request and better understand the local impact to each of our communities. In a previous board meeting, we had a citizen come up and voice concerns about the way band and chorus is currently being scheduled at the middle school. And so through this budget, we're looking to rectify that so that band and chorus kids are not pulled from other academic areas during the month. And finally, the financial reports are attached for your review. We remain in good financial standing at this time, and it is certainly encouraging not to be operating under a frozen budget, what we were doing at last year at this time. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Dr. Foley. Does the board have any questions regarding the report? Okay. Seeing none, I will give my very brief chair report. Welcome, Jason Burnham, to the board. We're excited to have you. I did attend the CATC meeting, the same one that Dr. Foley had attended, the advisory board meeting on January 7th. And also, we are still in negotiations and had a meeting on the 8th, and we'll have one tomorrow as well. And so that concludes my report. We'll enter into our committee reports, starting with finance. Oh, I'm sorry. Gianni, I skipped you. If you don't mind, at this time, we'll have you give your student report.
Abby did write this, even she wasn't.
Thank you.
Yesterday, the Winthrop boys indoor track competed at the highly competitive Marathon Sports Elite Invitational against top Class A and B athletes from across the state, posting strong performances and multiple personal records. Highlights included Alfie Cognata earning a bronze medal in the 800-meter dash and ranking 4th statewide. Travis Donovan placing 7th in the 400-meter dash, and Keenan Libby finishing 10th in the mile, and the team placing 8th in the 4x2-meter relay. The boys basketball teams traveled to Dirigo last night, where the varsity team battled in a close game with a final score of 39-40, while the JV team secured a victory. Over the weekend, the wrestling team placed 4th out of 13 teams at the Zeb Levitt Memorial Invitational, with Carter Rand being the 150-pound champion. And then in academics, the second quarter wrapped up right before break, and the second semester has just begun.
Thank you so much. Any questions from the board?
No.
Okay, perfect. Now we'll enter into our committee reports, starting with finance.
We did not meet, but we're scheduled to meet prior to the next school board meeting.
Thank you, Tim. Policy?
We did not meet, but we will be scheduling meetings.
Perfect. Thank you, Libby. And negotiations, as I said in my report, we have a meeting tomorrow. The administrator reports are attached. Did anyone from the board have any questions regarding those? Okay, perfect. And at this time, we'll have Joel Stoneton come up and give us his maintenance presentation.
And I think his, what he's going to go over is in your packet. I'm looking.
They look like this.
For the page number to help you.
13.
13 and 14. And I've asked Joel to do this because this is I thought the timing was good right before my presentation on the initial budget, because this is one of the requests that you'll see at the next board meeting, that we continue to increase and build that line. And so I thought tonight would give you an opportunity to really delve into this deeper and ask questions.
Yeah, so I guess I'm not sure what order you got these in, but I'm going to start kind of what's been completed already. It's the only difference is it's kind of got the light green in the middle here. I'm not going to bore you with reading through everything. There has been quite a few things that since I started in 2021 with maintenance that we've been able to get done. And we're able to do. I guess what I would point out to you though, however, is that most of these things were either done in a lump sum from budgets that were left over or outside funding, or for example, there's, the parking lot we did out back, we did with the revolving renovation fund, the glycol system we did with the revolving. These are all things that we didn't budget for, that we got outside money for. The reason I want to point that out to you is because it's important to understand that maintenance has not been kept up, I guess. There's some things probably that you wouldn't allow at your own house to go ignored. From that, this all started about 5 or 6 years ago when Superintendent Connie Brown was here, and we had a architectural study. Everything that you see listed currently as being done, as well as in the future, are all things that have been identified by an outside organization. So this is not Joel's fund list or something that we sat down and created. This was done by professionals that said, here are your issues. So you can look at that if you want to. I'll swing back around if you want to take another look at it and see if you have any questions about it, what that means, what was done. We tried to identify the buildings as much as possible.
And that's page 15. in
Okay,
your
yeah,
packet.
so 15. So that would have been your last one. Sorry. Yeah, there it is on the bottom. Sorry, I was looking right at it again, Becky. Please also know, no shock, the grade school gets most of the attention. There's parts of this building that were built in the 30s. And that's just kind of, no matter how you retrofit it, there's issues that are going to pop up. This year, 25-26, we were able to do 2 metal doors at the high school. Anybody had seen them or used them would see that they were actually allowing water to run between the panes of glass because they were so rusted out.
Now we're on page 13.
Page 13, yes. You've done this before, I guess, huh? So I'm a little rattled. I'm also covering basketball right now, so I'm running around. The biggest issue that we dealt with was rodents, because one of the doors went into the kitchen area. We were never in a, health violation or anything, but it certainly was coming to our attention because we were catching more and more. We retarred the Winthrop grade school roadway. That is the roadway that runs from the bottom of the hill up to the playground. The reason we had to do that was because that was collapsing on top of the tunnel that had our electrical and our communications running through them. So literally that was what was holding up the road. Kind of important. And then we also did what's called an MEC here at the grade school. What that does is basically it's a computer program that we use to run our HVAC stuff, heating, cooling, exchange of air. And that was 20 plus years old. So that's lifespan had done what it was supposed to do. As Dr. Foley had said earlier, we're trying to increase the capital improvement line by $50,000 a year moving forward. I can tell you in maintenance, and you guys know this because you pay your own bills at home, this is really hard to do. With electricity going up 20% this year, that really hit this article hard. Just because that could have done a lot of good in other places, and it is what it is, and we all deal with it, but it's very frustrating when things are breaking down and people are calling you and you've got no money to deal with them. Next year, we're hoping to seal the parking lot, which will avoid us retiring in the future like we had to at the grade school. I think anybody that's been in Winthrop within the last 10 years or more saw that back parking lot was completely deteriorated. It was just waiting for an accident. It was a shame that we got to that point, but we've dealt with it. That's what we're trying to do now. I think Dr. Foley would agree that I try to be more proactive than reactive because people don't like to spend the money up front, but it's more expensive when we're reacting in the end. The chairlift at the grade school, that was retrofitted when the high school opened. So that gives you some timelines for folks that have been here. That's 20 years also. That's just breaking down. We're spending between $5,000 and $7,000 a year to have that fixed when it breaks down. That could be a month. Sometimes it's a week. It depends on what it is. So at this point, we've already paid for this. So it made sense to move this up on the list. Sections of the roofing, that's for the grade school, is 5A, B, and C. That basically what that means to you is it's the connecting hallway from the grade school up to the south wing or the old high school, as some of us might refer to it as. That's also something that we, on an annual basis, are having G&E come out and repair for us. It's lived its life, but it's also costing us money. It's a slow leak. And then the MEC is just like I talked about at the grade school. That again is just allows our computers to talk to our HVAC stuff at the high school, which actually is a little bit more important because it's more, it runs more things because it's more up to date on technology. But that was put in when the high school was built in 2003. So as you can imagine, simple math, that's also lived its life. So we're moving that direction. What makes all of this really hard is since I put this document together, we've tripped into two things. There's a section on the playground that has originally was frost heaving up, is now starting to collapse. And I had a firsthand interaction when I was plowing on Monday because it literally stopped the truck with a plow because it's dropped so much. So the reason I share that with you is because this is a very, it's a moving target because things pop up all the time that become priorities. That's why honestly, like $150,000 to do these things next year is peanuts to what really needs to be done. And that could all shift around by the next time we meet and do the budget. But since then, we've also, when we first started discussing this, we have new legislation coming down that we have to have policy about how rooms are heated correctly. And the grade school is not doing a great job with that because their pneumatics are so outdated that we're just wasting energy as well as overheating rooms. And we have to address that by making a policy. And yes, we can just make a policy, but we also have to enforce it and live by it. So that's a $400,000 project that is going to have to be done. Like that's just coming. So these are the little things, but I also just don't want to miss the big stuff too. 27, 28, we want to redo the concrete walkway, which comes out just above where you all came in today, out of the kindergarten wing. That's 50 years old. It's in great shape, but the problem is it's peeled away from the building itself and it's at an angle. So it's just not in a great spot for people to be safe, especially this time of year. We would then move on at the high school and seal the other part of the parking lot. This is great also not only to keep up the tar, but we also have new traffic patterns that we want to make sure we have a clean slate and try to get some new striping down that will help with that. Hot top the playground was on the list anyways that I just referred to. May have to have a conversation of moving that up. And there's the heating automation. We were hoping to start that this year, and then we had to move over to the chairlift because we want to make sure we're providing what we need to for our students and being ADA compliance. 2829, the intercom system is at the grade school, is from 1950, 60 area. Last year we spent thousands of dollars chasing down one or two speakers because it was a safety issue, because we could not do an all call if there was somebody in the building as a threat, because there was rooms that were not receiving the signal. We're okay. Everybody can hear it now, but we lost another area that is not used, but it's just time. I don't know how else to say it. It's quick math is 75 years old. So drainage at the central office, anybody that's been down to see Dr. Foley or anybody at the town hall and uses the back bathroom, when it rains or snow melts, you have 1 inch or 2 of water in there because the drainage is gone, but also basically the wall itself has just been compromised. It's structurally sound and so forth, but it just doesn't have that shellac that you would have put on when you built it originally in keeping water out. So that's kind of where that piece is. If you look at future needs, and I'm more than willing to share the whole report for you that haven't seen it. It's a couple hundred pages. This is just the highlights of what were identified. So I have a list that I shared with Dr. Foley too. And we use a numbering system 1 through 5. Number 1 being high, number 5 we can kind of work away at. These were all ones that were identified by the architectural study 5 years ago. So these are all 5+. You can see that some of these things might look repetitive. For example, the third one down with the wheelchair and the elevator. That's because we have others in the building that need to be updated. So that is a different idea / product that we need to do. Another big one that's coming is the middle school roof. We did small pieces of that with the COVID funds originally, but the addition in the main part of the building is 25 years plus, which means, and surprisingly, it's not horrific shape, but when something goes, it's big. So that's coming in. As you can see on here, they're quite pricey, and that's probably going to go up by the times we get to it. But those are just some things to kind of put on your radar that hopefully, and when we're talking about this in the future, you can not feel blindsided by them. And then the heating automation at the grade school, that was $260,000. That's basically the biggest part of what I was referring to earlier. There's things that you can pick off. Our HVAC folks did a great job coming up with a 7-step program, and you can pick either one of them that you want to do. There's no specific order. They just put them in order of, there's no specific order you have to do. They can live on their own is what I'm trying to spit out. And they also made it so they put it in the greatest need to least. So we can take a look at it like that too. So a lot of information rattled off at you. Feel free to reach back out to me via email if you want me to come sit down with you. If you want to look at anything, I have that study electronically, and Dr. Foley can coordinate how she wants to. Did you have any questions on that timeline? I kind of flew through it real quick.
Yeah, I just want to, so you have these, this is kind of your timeline built out.
Yes,
And then, so these that are in this list.
yes.
Yet, like, you're anticipating that they're gonna have to be done, but you don't yet have them kind of in the timeline through 29, is that right?
Right. I mean, if I could go out 10 years, it's just, I guess what, either one of these could jump to the top. And honestly, if you want to see a 10-year plan with that would be very easy to do. The work over here that created this is right there. Like my job in this area is quite easy because it's laid out for me, just from doing it for a while.
Jason,
Is there a prioritized list as far as all these projects here? Or
Yes,
trying to figure where they're gonna fit most
yes.
within your venues?
Yeah, so what I was referring to earlier is I have a spreadsheet that has all of these projects and more, and they're all laid out 1 through 5. So like if you said to me, give that to me tomorrow, it's literally going home, hitting the Excel sheet and sorting by numbers, and there it is.
Did I
Yep.
hear you correctly that those are mostly ones, top priorities on the back?
Yes,
Yeah, so.
yes. I mean, and let me clarify that a little bit. When you look at the sprinkler system of the grade school, that's a moral one, but it's not a functioning one. Do you know what I mean? Like, as far as like the school having to function, we're okay, but should we have one? Probably. You know, so that's,
Correct, but I mean, that's something that we removed because of the financial.
oh, absolutely,
situation.
absolutely. I'm just
Yeah,
saying that
but we are in compliance.
that's where we were kind of going with some things, not just that. It's just, but
Yeah.
everything else you see here has been identified as being a one by the architects. Yes.
And I didn't have them go out 10 years because I think you can hear just even from this evening that it's hard to know. I mean, you know that's going to move because something's going to become more.
This is assuming everything continues to operate the way it's
But
supposed
I
to.
100%.
hope,
Yeah, great way to put it.
but I hope what you can see is that when we're asking for like a 50, even this current year, last year there was nothing. And even with the financial challenges we were in, I was adamant that we were not going to go below 100,000 because you can see that 100,000 does not buy much
No.
in this day and age. And you
Does
can
not.
see that what we're doing this year with that 100,000. So we have to increase this line. It just, it's so easy to ignore maintenance and kind of kick the can down the road. But our buildings are not in a place that we can keep kicking that can.
We have a nearly 100-year-old building right here. That's
Yes.
gonna require some maintenance.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joel.
Yeah.
This is a lot of work just to keep the buildings operating safely.
Yeah,
So
well, I have
thank
good people
you.
around me. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'll pass it on to them. They do a good job, though we're all pretty banged up right now. But yeah, anytime you want to talk, and I can't echo more than what Dr. Foley said, it's just, it's easy to ignore maintenance. It's just, it costs so much more when you do. So, and yeah, I'm a maintenance guy, but I love this town too, and I want to make sure our kids have a nice building to go to, so.
I have one question. I didn't
Yes.
see the phone system update on here. But I know that we already completed that, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
And we're calling that technology.
Yes.
Oh.
Kudos to Megan and her crew on that. So,
Thank
You'll
you.
hear
Okay.
about that when she does her presentation.
Perfect.
yes.
Can't wait.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
I'm going to head back up if that's all right. Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Getting into item 6, old business, 6.1. I'll entertain a motion to approve the following policies for second reading. ACAAR, student discrimination and harassment complaint procedures. ACAB, harassment and sexual harassment of school employees. And ACAB-R, employee discrimination and harassment complaint procedures.
So moved.
Any discussion?
I have nothing more to report. Last time, you voted to accept this with no revisions, so
Mhm.
it's just here for the second vote.
Okay.
All those in favor? Okay, thank you very much. That motion carries. Okay. Entering into our new business, item 7.1, to approve the following policies for first reading. ECB, pest management. JLCB, immunizations of students. JICIA, weapons, violence, and school safety. JFC, dropout prevention, student withdrawal from school. EEA, student transportation, employee requirements, training, and responsibilities. EEAEAA, drug and alcohol testing of school bus drivers. EEAEAA-R, drug and alcohol testing of school bus drivers and administrative procedures.
That was great work. That was a tongue twister.
And I'll entertain a motion.
So moved. Sorry, got distracted by all those letters.
Seconded.
Thanks, Tim. Any discussion?
Okay. So I'll quickly kind of go through these. The pest management, the changes before you kind of just better spell out the responsibilities of the coordinator, which is Joel Stoneton, and also details how we have to provide notification of every application of any type of, pesticide. It's really more formatting than anything in that one, but I did want to bring it to you. The immunization of students, this policy, the changes better spells out per grade what is needed. It also removes by statute, this is a law that this has to be removed about you can no longer claim a religious or philosophical exemption other than those with an IEP who have been grandfathered. The weapons and violence, Jay's here if you're wondering anything, have questions about that, but basically that's just adding nicotine to the list, which is, I think, on page maybe 62. So that's that change. On dropout prevention, the change there is not that we present you with an action plan every year. We make, currently we do individualized plans for kids that are in need, specialized to the student. And I found that that's just way more successful than a generic plan. The transportation policies that are full of letters that Alicia did such a great job with, that really you previously have reviewed those, and we realized that we had not added the van drivers, and we want those van drivers included in all of those policies.
Perfect. Does the board have any questions at all regarding the policies?
Nope.
Cool.
They all made sense.
Okay. All those in favor? Okay, that's unanimous vote. That motion carries. All right, item 7.2, I'll entertain a motion for consideration and approval to employ Patrick Hassan as middle school social studies teacher.
So moved.
Seconded.
I am excited to recommend Patrick Hassan as the middle school social studies teacher. He finished his student teaching in May, and he's excited to join us, and we are excited to have him here with us. He loves history, and one of his reference notes that one of Patrick's standout qualities is his natural ability to communicate. He establishes strong rapport with students by treating them with respect and holding them to high expectations in a supportive and affirming manner.
Any questions at all? Okay, all those in favor? Perfect. Welcome aboard. Is he on Zoom at all?
It doesn't look like it.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion to approve the high school English media arts class out of state and overnight field trip in Costa Rica during February 2027 school vacation.
So moved.
Seconded.
And Tiff Shaw, who will be organizing this trip, is going to give you a little mini presentation.
This is what we have in our pack.
I think.
Gotcha. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Hello. So if you don't know me, I'm Tiff Shaw. I've been teaching here in Winthrop for 23 years now and 29 overall in my career. And I'm coming to you tonight with a proposal to start taking us internationally again. Our former Latin teacher, Meg Cook, used to take groups every other year to Italy, Greece, Spain, France, etc. Then COVID, ruined everything. I've never led a trip before. I went on my first international trip in high school. The summer before my senior year, I went to Prince Edward Island with my youth group, and we spent a week scraping and repainting a church and doing programs for the children. And then when I was a young teacher at Leavitt High School, I was a secondary chaperone on an EF tour to London for one of their drama tours. So we went to Shakespeare. We went to the Shakespeare Globe Theater that had just been reconstructed. We did a workshop there. We had all kinds of fun. Went up to Stonehenge and Bath and all that. So I had a great experience with that. So I have traveled with this company before, actually twice before. When I came to Winthrop, gosh, I think it was in 2008, I went with Meg Cook to Italy as one of her chaperones and experienced that tour with her and helped guide a lot of young children, young people through Italy, which was a fun experience. And then I also was signed up as a secondary chaperone to go to Costa Rica with the Spanish teacher for 2.5 weeks one summer on a language immersion program. And she became, and that was not through EF, that was a non-EF program. She ended up 9 months pregnant, so I ended up leading the tour with Muy Poquito Español. But it was an amazing trip, and I fell in love with Costa Rica. And if I had to move somewhere tomorrow other than America, I'd go to Costa Rica. It's beautiful. It's the culture's fantastic. The food is amazing. The people are great. They're very friendly towards Americans. It's very safe for us there. And EF doesn't send anyone to a place that's not safe. They've been in this business for a long time. I'm excited about the trip. It would be a 9-day trip, so we may miss a day or two of school depending on when they can get flights in and out for us. We may not, depends on how the flights go. They handle all that. We don't have to worry about transportation to the airport, any of the flights, any of that. We travel to Costa Rica, and I'll probably butcher the names because I haven't practiced my Spanish in a while. But we'll fly into a city called Alajuela, and we're going to travel by boat to Tortuguero and go to Tortuguero National Park. We're going to take a boat ride through their canals there. We're going to travel to Sarapaque and do a zip line through the rainforest canopy. Sounds like okay time. We're going to whitewater raft on the Sarapaque River, which I love whitewater rafting. I once took a guide course up in northern Maine to be a rafting guide, so I have some experience with that. I've also done, when I was in Costa Rica before, I rafted one of the top 5 rivers in the world with the group there, and they had our students on that, and everyone was safe, and it was amazing. It was like class 5 rapids. It was beautiful. Then we travel to Arenal region and we'll kayak Lake Arenal. We'll visit La Fortuna waterfall and we'll visit the Arenal hot springs as well. Then we're going to go to Guanacaste and we'll visit the Rincon de la Vieja National Park. We'll do a boat tour in Palo Verde National Park and we're going snorkeling. So, lots of water fun in Costa Rica. And then we come home. So we start in kind of central Costa Rica. We would travel to northeastern Costa Rica, to that coast, and then back to central, to the Arenal area, then out to Guanacaste, where we would leave from that area to go home. So get to see a lot of the central and northern part of the country. So it is the quote for us right now would be $4,100 for students and $5,000 for adults. I go free with 6 students or any paying people. And for every 6 students after that, we get another free chaperone spot. And I already have one teacher who is very excited and willing to be my next spot, and some others that are hopeful there might be enough for a 3rd spot if we get that many students signed up. So I'm hoping to get around 20 students to go, or not students, parents, grandparents. A lot of times families travel as well on this. It's a great experience for them. It may sound like a lot of money. It is, but try doing all that on your own with a guide and vetted places to stay and not having to deal with your transportation. Anything goes wrong, we have 24-hour emergency support right there with us. Can't ask for more than that, really. Like I said, I've traveled with this group before. This is who Winthrop has always used in the past, except for the one we did the language immersion. And they were a great company too, but it's a bit different setup and not really what I'm looking to do right now. That's it. And where my hope is, if you approve this tonight, I'll be announcing this to the student body tomorrow. And then next Tuesday night, I'm going to have a parent and student information night where they can come, hear the whole spiel, ask me all kinds of questions. And anyone who signs up and goes to that, if they sign up for the trip, they get $200 off automatically for attending that meeting. So little carrot for people to come to that. So questions for me or?
Yeah, do you need several board members to attend that trip?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it just open for all students
Anyone,
to sign up?
anyone. Yep. Anyone in the high school can go.
Great.
Yep.
Wonderful.
And we will try to do some fundraisers, but they will have to,
Sure.
find ways to fund it themselves.
Yep.
But we have a year, so
Yeah.
that's usually enough time to come up with that. And like I said,
Sounds
we
like a
will
lot of
do some fundraising for it, but we probably won't be able to raise all of it for every student. So
Any other questions from the board or comments?
No.
Okay, seeing none. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sounds like a great opportunity.
Oh, so we should vote on this. All those in favor? Unanimous vote, that motion carries. Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah, you're gonna pay for Jay to go with me?
Too late, we already voted.
It's on camera. Okay. Moving on to 7.4. This is the chairperson's appointments of board members to subcommittees. So I had sent out all the board members an email regarding what is available and just asked you to think about it. And so at this time, we can just talk about what we'd like to do and plug you guys in.
Okay. I would be happy to stick with what I currently have, which is negotiations and adult ed, if no one objects to that.
Does anyone want to take Erica's place on negotiations? Yeah, I mean, we're kind of in it, so we're good. Okay, any other?
I'll continue with finance.
Perfect.
I'd like to continue with dropout prevention.
Awesome.
Grab cat seat.
Yep, I got you down for Cat C. All right, so we have Erica and myself on negotiations. Libby, have you thought about policy if you're going to stay on that?
Yeah, so
Okay. And wellness?
I've been doing that. Not a very good job though.
Okay.
It's a hard time when they have their meetings. I'm literally teaching a class.
It's in the morning, isn't it?
No, it's
It's not.
it's right it's like when the bell rings at the school.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So it's been real hard. I try to do Zoom sometimes, but it's difficult. I can still do it.
often are those? So could,
It's
Uh,
about, I think, 3 or maybe 4 times a year.
yeah, no more than that. Yeah.
Okay, so Libby's offering to take that. Do you want
that'd be easier with
to turn that over? You good with that, Tim?
Yeah.
Perfect. And then joining Libby on policy, and then finance is also open, and I can go wherever. I've done all of, so it's
take wellness instead of policy.
wellness instead of policy.
Yeah, if you need me on policy still, like,
So the expectation is that we are part of either finance, policy, or negotiations, and then we do like a subcommittee or advisory board.
okay.
Committee. So like your main one would be policy, finance, or negotiations, and then you would have something else too. Yeah, so do you want to stay on policy? Okay, and then your other assignment would be wellness.
Mhm.
Okay, perfect.
But she also says she could do dropout prevention, so I don't know, Tim, that's probably not going to work with your schedule. Because we usually meet is it 8, Jay?
Oh yeah.
I think you might be better off staying on wellness. Because she can at least kind of get your input if she needs that. I don't know.
Tried.
Where I think
Yeah.
the dropout, like you could attend that, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're available at 8 then to do this? Okay,
Yeah, usually on like
gotcha.
Depending on the time of the year for myself. Usually available.
Okay. Jason, have you thought about whether you would like to do policy or finance?
I'd choose between the two, it'd be on the policy side.
Okay, perfect. And I'll stick with finance then. Bring Jason down for policy. And Tim, you're sticking with wellness?
Yep.
Okay. Ish.
I'll try to do a better job.
Well, that's, I'm glad that Jason's taking over for Cassie because I wasn't able to do that with my new job at Marana Cook. And so, yeah.
And
Did you
is Erica doing adult ed?
Erica is doing adult ed. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So that all works out.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, guys. And that wraps up section 7. So we have our second public comment section. If there are folks online that have hung around and would like to speak, we invite you to do so. or anyone in the room? I also invite you to do so.
No comments online.
Seeing none, we'll close out that public comment section and enter into our school board comments if there are any at this time.
No comments, but are we doing comments or adding to the agenda?
Sure, we can do that. It's so, yeah,
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah.
is part of it. Additions to future agendas too. Yep.
So I would like to add to the agenda and have us discuss the topic of having biological boys and girl spaces, primarily bathroom, locker rooms, and sports. I'd like to have that at the board level and have that discussion.
Okay. Any other comments or questions by the board? Okay.
I'm wondering if I can weigh in on that. I think that the way to go would be to go through policy first, because is that, or do you want the discussion before the policy committee grapples with it? And I also, and then I'll just do another question. I know that that's being litigated at the moment, but do you want it before the litigation is done? Okay. All right, so I need direction about whether to go to, because that's a policy issue.
I would, whatever the board thinks. I mean, I would be okay just having that discussion.
I feel like it is probably a topic that we, before work is done on proposing adjustments to the policy,
Okay.
it feels a little bit more efficient to kind of get a sense of what the board's thinking as a group and where it would go before adjustments are made.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Erica, for your input. Okay, perfect. All right, seeing no other school board comments or future additions or future agenda items to be added, we'll close out our school board comments, and without objection, I declare the meeting adjourned at 7:33.